Gaming news. So the Olympics is started in the Paris. It is the third time which the Paris is hosting the Olympics, and it is started on the 26th of July. It says Paris truly level the playing of the tracks and the field. So one of the key important things for the sport is the grounds and the tracks on which the player will be playing. So they are saying that the Paris have build a great tracks and the infrastructure for the sport. The Paris Olympics has attained the gender equality among the participant athletes, but it still short women coaches. There is no mean achievement, and one party parity becomes the norm. Women will gain access to the more leadership role in the sport, which become a vicious cycle. So they are saying that when it comes to the number of the players, they have achieved the equality to the gender. That number of the men's and the number of the women are the same, but to their coaches, they are still having a large number of the men's coaches. From the organizers' part, more women events have been scheduled in the prime TV slots, such as closing day. TV viewership for the women's sporting events is blooming, and the economics affirmative actions are less improving. It is easier to achieve the gender equality in the event like Olympics because there is no prize money involved. But in the sports where the men earn significantly more than the economic turns away. Also, they are saying that apart from the organizing the events in the close and the stadium, there will be live in the Champions Park, or you can say that the public park. They will be screening it for free. But things are changing there as well. Spectator make sports rich, and the TV viewership among the men for the sports have been plateaued while the growing among the women. So when it comes to men and the women sports, the men's are going to, is earning very men's sports are earning very high as compared to the women. Slow though there is slow and gradually growth in the women sports also. This has a snowball effect, particularly on the women taking up the sport as a career. As the viewership and the demand for the viewership and the earning potential of the women will grow, so this will also encourage the younger women generation to participate more in the sports. Increase marginal roles holds the second biggest demonstration effect beyond the active life of the sport. Government need to intervene where the sports are not moving fast enough. Ultimately, however, the market will have to support equally pay and the longer tenure for the women's sport. This requires the same proactive HR policy as the other work in the life, help women balance their professional and the family responsibility. Work-life expansion beyond the competitive sport is the key, reducing in the lifetime pay of the gap. So again, they are saying that the government has to take to the step for those jobs where they are very less paying and have no longer growth opportunities, because athlete life is mostly to the 40 to 50 years age. After that, most of the athletes are not able to continue their sport. So what but the life continues after the 50 years of age, and how they're going to support their families as well as personal life. The government needs to play a important role, creating the more opportunity post their athleisure life also. And also, the higher the viewership and the love for the women's sportship will increase, the better it will encourage the young generation to take part in the sports as well. Nation hitting sports, gender equality, leverage common infrastructure and the ecosystem, both eyes for the both sexes, and where needed when sport when subsidize women participation. But it must be have a sunset date. The aim would be to allow the men and women event to complete the equality of the advertising revenue. The Olympics by its nature encourage the operation quality. This should filter into the leadership of the some other sporting event. Pay and visibility are the best approaches to reduce the women exit from the sport and completing the competitive and the career. So everything revolves around the pay, and we are saying that the pay and the future visibility should be the emphasis more to attract more and more women participation. And also, government should equally advertisement to advertise the both men's and the women's sports, should not do spend more on the advertisement because If you are advertising lower women sports, so how they wanted to generate much revenue? The They should rather be divert the higher the revenue generated by the men's sports to the women's sports. There is one more news related to the Olympics. Let's read that. Let the Paris game begin. The Paris Olympics, to be held in July-August, will be back on 10,000 souls from the world's farther corners. This will encourage upon the city of light their spirits, igniting the promise of the Eiffel Tower grandeur. Years of the silent battle will be the promulgation into the day of the self-quest, reliance, and the unyielding will. So yes, when a country is hosting a Olympics, there is a great economic benefit to the country because lot many tourists will be visiting that country. Not only the players or the other person, the viewers and the lovers of those will be other. Even after the holding the Olympics, it has a great impact years on year because when you have able to show the world that how capable you are holding a such massive event, that definitely the future onward the people will be visiting that country. It is the third time when Paris is holding the Olympics, and India is projected to hold Olympics by 2036. Also, in order to hold such massive event, the country must be efficient in its logistics, like transportation for the like many of the tourists will be coming through the airplanes only. So should very well manage the custom department, immigration clearance timely, and there should be a multiple people who are speaking the different kinds of languages, so they help the others in the clear in the easy clearance. Secondly, there should be definitely the hotel industry as well as food, because many people do not eat variety of cuisines and they prefer to have their local dishes. So if the country has provided the multiple cuisine there only, so it will be make the players as well as visitors very happy as they are able to have their local food. Players who were Players who were the strangers at the beginning will become champions. This tapestry of the humanity woven of the fields of the play will testimony the interconnectedness of the human spirit, a reminder that we will a large whole. They will learn how to art of the